it's black, it's white. It's Pokemon, yeah, it's black, it's white. It's Pokemon, yeah. Pokemon is... oh, you all know. It's more likely that you don't know the song I used in the beginning. If anything is more popular than the King of Pop, it is the tale of children keeping pets and balls as red energy to take care, play, learn with them, and battle until they lose consciousness, and only for the laws of biology being apparently different in their world that they survive. In their games, with the everlasting discovery of more and more regions, and with its cartoon perpetuating even further the immortality in this existence, and that there will always be more orange islands, nothing could stop there being more Ultraman monsters, rock discs associated to PlayStation discs, and, of course, Telefacts. And as the digital monsters always generate more media, be it with new characters or deforming the old ones in new seasons, we have here a manga about the then most recent pair of games in this universe to be published. The cover is a bit interesting, though not very. The three initial Pokemons of the region in front of their three future trainers. The main one in the middle, of course, in a more dynamic position, and an image of the region's professor's bust behind the pairs. Of course, you might not realize it's the region's researchers, since you barely see her lab coat at all, or recognize immediately who it is if you've played the games. As someone who hasn't watched the cartoon since the third season, I didn't know who it was. But because of the sporadic times I saw an episode of the anime, I recognized this character, Bianca. She's going to be a relevant character here. Her personality is somewhat explored and fun. In the anime she exists, and it seems our protagonist has eaten the Gomu Gomu no Mi. This brings me to an important detail. To enjoy this, you have to forget the others, and the never-ending tale of tomato, anchovy, and Caesar salads. This is something to be considered in any case, not only due to the change in support, but especially for the difference in priorities. The cartoon is meant to get kids addicted to Pokemon, so they buy stuffed animals and toys in general. The stories, as amazing as it may seem, are meant to be interesting. Oh, what would Atlas say? Pokemon's first manga is interesting if you're not expecting a comic version of the anime. It's more mature than the cartoon, Toshihiro Ono being one more in the list of mangaka that have worked in hentai. What the hell would anal justice be? But leaving aside the presence of finger-pointing tits targeting genital gathering of thoughts, it is absolutely a better story. And as much as you may have seen horrible images of death and mutilation in Pokemon manga, this kind of thing is more than expected in a world of Banats, Honedges, Drifloons, and Haunters. In this world where not only can people become cadabras, they may become fuel for Pokemon after dying, nobody believes in the Lavender Town creepypasta because it's too soft. We start in Castelia, the capital of Unova region, in a distant place in Novena, a little city in the country. Nada solo. Orega, Nihon Nashi. Detail, we don't get to Castelia in this book, so why do that? I imagine they want to say the objectives are similar to the games, but it really doesn't help when the script says, this is important.
And now for something completely different.
We should start our stories where they begin.
That's if you don't consider that our first page, in fact, speaks of the ideal of Unova, the Black Dragon, and the truth of Unova, the White Dragon.
Who is the master?
I caught Articuno's Zephyrs and Moltres. I know what these dragons must be. But at least the first episode waits till the end to show a legendary Pokemon and give a sense of something to explore. The true beginning is Professor Juniper exposing on the phone that she's chosen who will be the three kids to get the three initial while she takes her dinner to the table. She then shows the three to the reader and goes to put them away in their Pokeballs, but the phone rings again, and for some reason she can't come back to the room where the three were. Exactly like she had just done. Okay, T-Pig decides to eat a 9 she has on her plate, or possibly a fat scorpion stinger. He throws the food up, uses his flamethrower, and toasts the blue seeds, eating it with such gusto his saliva falls on Sneevy repeatedly. Wait a second. Weren't they in another piece of furniture so far that T-Pig had to jump to reach the food? Am I the only one who finds it weird for a fire Pokemon to have spit projectiles? It's not a volcanium. Sneevy gets angry and attacks T-Pig, while Oshawott tries to appease the situation. But since this is a new generation, and this is the blue character in the trio, he exaggerates terribly. At least he didn't work. And, of course, the professor comes back, puts them in their balls, and cleans everything up, asking herself if they could get along with the kids.
You give him a dinosaur that's always on fire?
Here's an interesting detail. In the confusion,
Bubbleswatt spills water on T-Pig.
this makes him sneeze smoke instead of fire, and that worries the professor. But if you think this is going to be relevant, well, he's gonna get a drop representing a running nose for a while. Great for the continuity, but this boogie-filled rifle isn't really going to be fired. This is actually to make a thematic connection in the second part, which starts with a delivery man getting a package in the professor's lab and about to get it where it had to be delivered, when a wild shadow appears. This is Black, our main character, and he is all wet because he was waiting for the package near the lab since the day before, when it rained. He then takes the delivery man to his room, confirms he lives there with his aunt, and goes back to the lab with him. Okay, there's being impulsive, and there's being a complete idiot. And Black is a complete idiot. So, of course, when he opens the package, having been in the rain makes him sneeze. Revealing he's a ditto?
Huh.
Maybe that's why he has made Pokemon friends more easily? In fact, this is something I liked in the story. In a world where anyone can have Pokemon without even being a trainer, it's kind of strange there are characters the story makes sure to say are more into Pokemon than most people and don't have even a single Pokemon before getting one from the local researcher. The three are accidentally released because of the sneeze and immediately start fighting, T-Pig escaping. And if you think that Professor Juniper got here now, no. This slightly bigger distance between the panels is supposed to mean this is later. But you only know this when you've turned the page and seen the situation changed. So it doesn't work. Sneevy and Oshawott get to zero energy, but since we know this isn't any big deal, on the other hand, the two Pokédex don't work because they were drenched, and this enrages Professor Juniper. Meanwhile, Bianca decides that Sneevy is her mate because it looks just like her, obviously. And she gets the Oshawott. They find some footprints, I think, and find Black talking to T-Pig atop a tree on the edge of a cliff, over a pit of snakes, which are on fire, surrounded by poisonous bees, which are on fire. And the tree catches fire out of rage. Don't look at me like it's impossible, it's Pokemon. Keychains and trash bags are alive. Black seems to understand how T-Pig is feeling, but what really matters is that he has a cold also. Okay, it's just something extra, but they aren't even like this for the same reason. One is in an accident, the other is on purpose. One is due to a fight, the other is for being an impatient dumbass. One is an irrational being, and the other... okay, they're pretty similar. Anyways, what follows is the stupidest trope in all Pokemon stories. Every main character in Pokemon needs a gimmick, something to be special instead of having personality. Ash trying to understand Pikachu was a human caring about an animal and learning from them. But Ash just translating is just a gimmick. So, when they are attacked by a hidden enemy, Black calls one of his Pokemon friends, Amuna, and has his dreams devoured. I know, it might seem like this isn't literal, or you might think, what's being devoured isn't anything important. After all, who would do this in a story for kids? Living dads who carry their faces! The problem is that this is shown as something factual. This boy would have his mind so full of dreams he can't think in anything else. In other words, he's a stupid dreamer, and his Pokemon is literally taking something from his mind until it's all whiteness. So then he can finally process what's right in front of him and know what to do. What if this is like Green Fuel magic? In this universe of monsters where an insect shell left behind can come to life, and you can lose your spirit if you look at the hole on its back, so would Death Mask Mephisto be the Knight of Worm? Do you really think someone attacked by a moon and becoming disabled is impossible? The worst is that all of this is for one of those insect Pokemon that always exist too early in the game. Black literally has a bird Pokemon right there. He should have noticed his fruit close by, don't you think? And even if you didn't, you found your pig with a cold. Why don't you run? No, it's much better to stay in a branch being attacked while you have your mind empowered to be able to magically find a caterpillar. The free brand breaks, making T-Pig fall, but this doesn't stop him from attacking the insect, making him happy for finally winning the battle. Black starts shouting his intentions because we need to show he's brave and determined in a stupid way, and then he goes, ending the second part with Professor Juniper and his trainer friends without a working Pokedex.
How's that Digimon? It's Peru.
The third part starts with Bianca battling with her mate Sharon, showing that she loses control like her Oshawott, in this case because she took an accidental Suhibunga from him. The fight is dispersed by the professor, not that Bianca noticed, because they are battling in the middle of her house. Okay, I can't even play Pokemon games in that Super Nintendo in the beginning of the original, not that the option would be good, but they can fight super powerful beings inside the house? These are beings with phenomenal cosmic power! And Gene Pokemon exist and have a bizarre evolution. So, as they don't have a working Pokedex, Juniper asks about Black, who is claiming once again that he will win the Elite Four of this region in the library. Where he is researching about T-Pig's evolution, Pokédex, which upsets the Pokemon, making him run away. Bulbasaur? Yes, it's basically the same idea, but here they use that as an excuse to talk about how Black, Sharon, and Bianca were as kids, and how Black already planned to be a trainer. And it ends with Black finding T-Pig in a cave, saying he won't be a jackass and being attacked by a Woobat. Black sacrificing his mind once again and winning.
Would you stop that?
We have a prelude to who the first gym leaders are, triplets who use the 3 elemental monkeys, and a page in which suddenly Bianca's father says she's too much of an airhead to be able to travel. I remember vaguely the same happened on the cartoon, but being so out of the blue that it didn't make any sense. Here, it's already info thrown out for no reason, but on the anime, I remember they were already traveling when the old man shows up. The fourth part's improved a little, with a more interesting idea. After explaining to T-Pig they must train, specifically fighting against other Pokemon trainers, and that he never had actually faced a trainer himself, he shouts yet again. But at least it's not just self-assertion. He's looking for trainers to fight, and unlike the games, there isn't anyone standing still on the way. He's answered by Alchemist Andy, who starts a triple battle, this kind of battle being one of the new things in this generation. Black's first battle being triple is a good way for someone who only thinks about Pokemon and has been playing for years at the same time being surprised, since it's not something he has already done. And it also shows his skill when he is able to overcome such difficulty. The battle results in a defeat for the Alchemist, who says he stayed there to challenge newbies since he hasn't been able to beat anyone for years. One of the Mountaineer's Pokemon, Akatani, starts a fire by accident, and Black is able to put it out using his strategy of destroying his own mind. In general, the pencils are nice and the stories are not bad in themselves. The two first ones are a bit too contrived in my opinion. I see the humor, for instance, in the scene of Black running home and back. If it was a parenthesis in the story, it would probably work well. The problem is us seeing a guy doing much more than this, causing problems for himself and others, and the story wanting to show this jokingly. While parts are more funny for not having real consequences, it was just mean to destroy a living room as animals did without even having similar motivation, or simply leaving other trainers' Pokemon and items who you grew up with just because you feel your wants are more important than theirs. It's almost as if the guy writing about monsters being friendly doesn't know that so-called friends can be monstrous, and neither scene could be considered a one-scene summary. End of the day, I would recommend the last two parts for fans, but the first two, I don't think so. It's almost as if Pocket Monsters Who Can Learn Self-Destruct isn't a story for kids. And the never-ending tale of anchovy, tomato, and Caesar salad. And I forgot the order, and I botched it. And I'm awful. Oh, what would Atlas say? Oh, what would Atlas say? For what the hell would anal justice be? What the hell would anal justice be? Okay, there's being impulsive, and there's being a complete... wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. And the tree ups and down... Okay, there's being impulsive, and there's being a complete idiot. It's almost like Pocket Monsters Who Can... And the tree starts to catch on fire just out of rage. Don't look like... Damn it.